That shit on that
Who
clip.
that is over there? Your boy Xavier, baby. Once again, baby.
What up, dude?
Yeah.
What up, dude?
The one and the only. I ain't even do no checks on the microphone. Microphone check 1 2. What is this?
Like we jumping though. It look like we jumping though. What up, though? What up,
sir?
dude?
Yes, sir. We out here once again,
like
y'all.
Jumping.
Listen good. Let me pull it up. Hey, we live on Facebook right now. We also live on YouTube on the SP Media channel, man. If y'all can't hear us, man, say something in the chat. Let us know if y'all got good connections. Please be sure to like and follow the page on Facebook. Like and follow and subscribe to the page on YouTube.
Yes.
Once again, if you're trying to figure out what it is on YouTube, go to YouTube, type in SPMediaTV with no spaces. Click on the channel page, go to the playlist, and you'll find the Father's Day show playlist if you want to get all the Father's Day content, man.
Straight like that.
Once again, we've been off for goddamn for a whole week, bro. We took a whole week off. We said nothing to the people.
Hey, man, we miss y'all though, man. We miss y'all, you know.
It's all good. We in the building right now doing what we do when we do what we doing.
For sure.
Thank y'all for tuning in again once again. And this is episode, what is this, 5? Father's Day episode 5.
4 or 5.
We've been on this journey of this Father's Day journey to discuss topics. This show covers everything from raising our children, being fathers, all the way up to just life as a dad, period, man. We talk about all type of things. The first couple episodes we covered what is Father's Day, the meaning of Father's Day. We touched on a couple topics that got to do with raising our children.
Right.
And today we got another special topic, man, that's more so focused on our kids as well. More of a serious topic. Trying to find our way through it. It's about bullying. It's about your kid getting a butt whipped. It's about kids and their interaction with other children of their age. I thought about this topic because
getting their lunch money took.
Getting their lunch money took, man.
Hey, we ain't had lunch money, so they couldn't take our lunch.
You goddamn, your boy Sway's coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know how Sway's do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hey, Sway's the building on fire, yeah.
I'm gonna need everybody to exit. Everybody needs to exit the building stage left.
Even hear y'all with the sexy voice, man. That boy be hear y'all with the Trey Songz. You know, hey, Trey Songz and Usher do an interview. Hey, Usher, how's life going? You know what I mean? Everything's all right. Tell us about the most exciting part of your life. Well, you know what I'm saying, blase. But nah, man, this show covers all type of crazy topics, man. We when our guest host down right now, that's what took us so long. I'm gonna blame him. Yo, we gonna blame your boy South, man.
Hey, man.
We been here, me and Xavier, baby, Swayze been here for a minute. Ready to get everything popping off. But
ready to get it started.
Your boy South is the reason why we late. Thank y'all for tuning in again. What's been up with you though, man? How you been since the past week and a half we've been off this mug, bro?
Man, you know, it's been a little bumpy, ups and downs, you know. Had a little, vehicle trouble, you know. That's how I make my coin, my vehicle, you know what I mean? So,
you know what I'm saying? He be over there moving weight,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, but you know what I mean? But, I had a little vehicle trouble, and so ups and downs, but, can't stop it, brother, you know what I mean? What about yourself, man? What you been up to, man?
Me, business as usual, trying to get these businesses to the point where, things are self-sustaining. Right now, I do everything in both my companies. I'm trying to outsource my work. Because all this traveling out.
Oh, you hiring, huh? You hiring. Like everybody else, you hiring.
We doing something, you know what I'm saying? You got to be businessmen.
Facts.
It's your boy. I didn't even introduce ourselves, bro. Damn, did we introduce ourselves?
I mean, I'm Swayze, Swayze. Yeah, a.k.a. Isaiah, person on Facebook or whatever. But they can't see you, boy. Oh, they got me.
Want to get like a little slight adjustment on camera.
For sure.
It's your boy Swayze over there. It's your one and only boy Midway, aka Al, aka Game Time Midway.
Yeah.
The one and only, you know what I'm saying? Hot head with a cold heart, you know what I'm saying, out here in the world. Gotta get this hell right, man. It's hot as hell with these things. I'm about to get rid of these dreads.
Hey, man.
It's red light for me.
You don't know nothing about that life. You feel me?
Shoot up here, head hot than a mug.
Hey, man. That's what it's about. That's your crown, baby.
You know what I'm saying? It's so hot. My
That's
sweat,
your crown.
bro.
That's your crown now, boy.
What it is, I feel like Samson out here. I feel like Samson. You hear me?
Yeah.
I wanna be like Samson. Anyway, man, we talking about the we over here wasting time like a mother. Hey, man, bullying. Like I said, one of the things that made me want to talk about this topic is because school is starting back up once again, bro.
Sure.
And we got young children that this the age of social media, right?
Right.
The age of kids, you know what I'm saying? Putting their whole life online, caring about what other people think about them,
Right.
Focused on trying to present a good image. But there's also a pandemic we just went through as well,
Right.
where kids are so, you know what I'm saying, so separate, so close
Right.
because of Zoom, but so separated because of the pandemic. Kids
Right.
ain't been around each other for the past year and a half, down there 2 years.
True.
So younger kids, like middle school kids, elementary kids, maybe the freshmen and some sophomores, shoot, they haven't been around people, so they might not be used to interacting like they used to.
Right.
Or they may have been, you know, sitting down on their own self, you know what I'm saying, not really taking care of their bodies,
Right.
not really focused on presentation, not really
Right.
focused on communication and personability with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So as the kids get ready to go back into school, man, we got to focus on getting these kids' mentals together. We got to get these kids' heads right so they can prepare for what they're about to enter, because certain schools you can still stay home, but a lot of schools are allowing the kids to go back to the building, depending on certain types of, you know, government regulations and whatever. And I want to make sure these kids know what's going on with each other, know how to interact, and how we handle our kids as fathers when they come to us with issues about bullying, when they come to us with issues with, sometimes our kids may be the bully. You know, and even in aspects of past just bullying, what bullying, you know, the effects of bullying, the effects of the mental that happens with the children when they're going through certain issues in school with their teachers, with their co-classmen and all that stuff, man. So, just on the general sense, what do you think is maybe the biggest problem with kids who can't handle pressure from, you know, other students? Like, what would be the biggest things that kids will have to deal with?
Well, I mean, you know, of course, self-esteem issues. You know, people feeling down about themselves, or you know, maybe unsure about themselves. And kids, you know, kids are they unforgiving. You know, they really like cutthroat. A child is gonna tell you like what's going on with you. You know, they ain't gonna cut no corners. They ain't gonna beat around the bush or nothing. You know what I mean? They gonna tell you straight up. Like if you stink, they gonna tell you stink. You know what I
smell
mean?
like old English tea.
If you don't look too pleasant, they gonna tell you. You know what I mean? You don't look too pleasant. You know what I mean? But they gonna say it a little worse than that. So a child is gonna speak their mind. You know what I mean? But you know, and nowadays I guess it's viewed as being a bully, you know what I mean? Sometimes speaking your mind could be viewed as, you know what I mean, bullying or whatever, you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know.
And what's also crazy about that is that when you mention the different things that kids may have to deal with when it comes to bullying, it makes me think, you know, like, we're in a new age. We young, but we still, you know, we experienced the 90s, we experienced the 80s, you know. So yeah, so that's a good topic. Like, we got to touch on what is bullying and everything. So my definition, and I'm gonna get back to what I asked you originally. My thoughts on that. My definition of bullying is when kids, or not that, what are we speaking on kids anyway? But when children force other children to do things against their will, or force other children to whether it's feeling uncomfortable, whether it's running something, stealing from, making kids give up whatever they want, putting kids in an unsafe position or circumstance against their will.
True.
You know, so whether, you know, so talking junk about them, you know what I'm saying, you know, making them feel bad. So
I feel partial to what you just said. I feel like it's, you know what I mean, sort of making them do something against their will, but I feel like it's, you know, on the physical, you know, being harmful, or, you know what I mean, physically harmful, or, you know what I mean, trying to make them, you know, trying to intimidate them or scare them or something like that, versus just, you know what I mean, talking about them. Or cause shit, we used to do that back in the day, you know what I mean. We used to work back in the day with your goddamn muffin head ass, you know what I mean. You know, we used to
cauliflower built ass motherfucker, man.
Stop playing no engine block lip looking ass nigga. Stop playing,
come on, man, sitting up here looking like a used tampon bag. What you talking about, bro? You know, we do this all day. You know what I'm saying? Head shaped like dog feet, you know what I'm saying? You know, we do this all day, bagging all day, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
see, that's the thing. You mentioned you see bullying more so as the physical.
Right.
But because it's a social media age, kids out here now hitting them in the head with them Twitter lines.
I mean, but see, I don't agree with that, because anything that ain't in live and in person, you can turn off. You know what I mean? You can get up and get away from that computer. You can walk away from your Twitter account. You know what I mean? You could get away from that shit. You feel me?
So we got Alicia, comment from Alicia May and her opinions on what bullying is. Alicia May says bullying means to seek harm, initiate, or coerce. She done hit us with the goddamn Merriam-Webster. You know. So one of them things in there, she talks about what you said, which is the harm. Right. And then another one is the intimidate or coerce. That's what I was saying with the coercing, putting kids in position to do things against their will, and intimidating them into, like, you know, running them shoes, fool. Give me your blase.
I can see that. I can see that.
Now those the definitions of bullying, but we also got, as fathers, we ain't gonna let our kid come running up in our face talking about, Daddy, Billy goddamn told me, you know, I better give him my erasers to my pencils, or he gonna take all my homework and write over it, or some old easy stuff. So, but we'll look at that as fathers and be like, man, go tell Billy, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever, you gonna stand up for yours. We ain't gonna let somebody talk or coerce our children into doing something against their will. Now, when it comes to putting your hands on, we'll address that more serious for the most part. But we don't really, as fathers, look at that and think that's really bullying. We just think that's our children being soft. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because all kids mean, dog. Kids gonna do what kids do.
They do. They are.
They definitely gonna do what they do, but we gotta figure out how do you, well, I'm asking you this, do you think as fathers and us being tough and more masculine, do you think that we gotta reduce our or expand our threshold when it comes to what we tolerate with our kids when they come to us with bullying?
Nah.
We gotta be softer when it comes to a kid coming with something like that. This boy said something.
No, definitely. I definitely don't think that we should be softer. You know what I mean? I think that the world is gotten to the point to where it is because of being politically correct. You know what I mean? People want you to be right about everything instead of speaking your mind, and it ain't always popular to, you know what I mean, stand up for yourself, but it's right to stand up for yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
okay, so let me give you a little scenario. All right, so you got there, get home from work, and your son comes in crying. You know what I'm saying? Crying. 12-year-old son come in crying. Daddy, these boys at school, father, these boys at school was picking at me on the bus. And you say, what they do to you, son? Did they hit you? Nah, Daddy. They just kept talking about my shirt. They kept saying my shirt dingy. They kept saying my shoes ain't name brand. They kept saying this and that, and it hurt my feelings. As a father, how do you address a kid that has allowed someone's words or opinions of them affect them so much to the point where they traumatize them to they crying, coming to you as a dad, talking about this happened to me, Daddy, help me out?
Right. I mean, well, see, me personally,
how do you handle it?
My child ain't gonna get there because that's something that you start off young with your kid. You build self-esteem in your child. You know what I mean? You let your child know that they self-worth don't lie in the things that they have or material. You know what I mean? They self-worth lies in who they are, their character, what they stand for, what they believe in. You know what I mean?
True.
That's what that is.
Okay, so We got another comment from Leisha May. Leisha May says, you have to be open to hear your children, and they need to be comfortable to come to tell you about these situations. Alright, so when you're making your children feel comfortable, Leisha May, if you can comment on this as well, what are some techniques that we can use to make our children feel comfortable? And think about it, this is the Father's Day show now. You're going to probably come with something, so hey, you got to just, sit them down and talk to them. I'm not saying this is what you would do as a mother, but for the most part, men tend to have a hard-nosed approach to it. So what is something from a woman's perspective that you think us fathers should do to get that, to get our children to open up and want to come to us, knowing how hard we are?
Right.
While you do that, I'm gonna say things that we can do as fathers. I don't necessarily want to say we should coddle our children or make them feel too soft about it, because what that does, it makes, for me anyway, my opinion is, one, the mama is already there to make them feel, pat him on the back, say I'm sorry, say everything's gonna be okay.
Right.
But the father gotta add some sternness to it. Yes, your feelings are hurt. Yes, you crying, but you gotta understand they part of the world. That's the world. The world don't give a damn about how you feel about what's going on.
Right.
The world gonna give you what they gonna give you. You gotta have a strong backbone to defend yourself against that. So I say the way we are allowing our kids to come to us, we gotta allow them to come to us. True. But we still got to stand firm on the principles we have as men.
Yeah,
we
facts.
can't let these kids think it's okay that we gonna always beat up for them with a band-aid. Sometimes you gotta pour some alcohol on it, rinse it off, and get right back out there in the streets and handle your business. So what are some techniques that you think we got to do as fathers to allow our kids to feel comfortable talking about these situations?
I mean, you just see. People think you always gotta talk to your kids or talk to a person, period, when there's a situation or when something going on. You just talk to people, man. Talk to your kids and find out what's going on with them, how they feeling. You know what I mean? Is there anybody messing with them? You know what I mean? Are you messing with anybody? And you know your child. You know what I mean? You know your child from being around them, so you know if they little bullies or not. So you know if they going to school with that same mentality. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you talk to your kid on a regular basis and find out about your kid. You know what I mean? Know your child. You feel me? And so that way you let your child, you know your child, so you allow your child to know their self. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's something big you mentioned on. You know your child, so allow your child to know yourself.
Talk to them and let them know that you are here for them, no matter what the situation. See, she said the same thing.
What she say?
Leisha May says, talk to them and let them know that you are here for them, no matter the situation. Facts. Ask them how their day was. See.
Okay,
that's
so. So basically, that goes back to a topic that to a point you hit on show before last. You got to talk to your kids. You said I talk to my kids regularly.
Got to.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I think. Let me try to figure out a way to word this. I feel like fathers don't necessarily communicate with their kids on an emotional level. It's more so straight to the point, ones and twos, X's and O's type of communication. Hey son, you got a problem, do this, and this, and this are the results. We don't necessarily approach our children on the fundamental level, getting to know them who they are in the spirit, getting to know them who they are emotionally.
Facts.
Just telling the quick answer to a bully hitting you, a father might say hit him back, right? But we might not know the internal emotions that a child is dealing with when they come. Maybe they're not the type of person who's aggressive, right? I know my oldest son, you can't get him to hurt, you know what I'm saying, anything, right? He's a super passive kid, so we approach him with hey son, somebody hit you, hit him back. Wouldn't work with him. Yeah, I feel you know what I'm saying. So it's good that she says you got to know your children. Ask them how the day was, what happened at school that day. She gave us a couple examples, and do not make them feel bad or ashamed. That's something that we gotta pay attention to as well. Right. Meeting our kid where they're at emotionally, and not just so focused on being stern. So how do we be stern as fathers while still meeting them where they're at emotionally, but not too soft to where we're like coddling and making them, everything's gonna be
I
okay.
mean,
How do we find that threshold?
You talk to your kids and allow them to understand how kids work.
She said fathers might have to get in touch with their feminine side.
And that's what I was thinking though. That's truthful what I was thinking. Because things don't work the way it used to back in the day, you know what I mean? And we met, like, real talk, if we get down to the nitty gritty of things, bro, it's a lot of men out here that's fucked up because we didn't have an emotional side growing up, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Niggas didn't know how to goddamn get in tune with that heartbreak that we felt, so we start, hey, fuck a bitch, now we gotta, hey, listen.
Think about that though, bro. Do you really think that we didn't get in touch with our feminine? I beg to differ. I'm
not saying your feminine side, but I'm just saying you didn't get in touch with your feelings and literally how to process and deal with your emotions. You know what I mean?
She hit you with the facts twice.
So
Alicia, man, you agreeing with Sway over here? You agreeing with Sway? I mean,
that's
I
statistical facts, bro.
By raised by our moms and stuff, I feel like we may be a little bit too emotional, which is how, like, come on, like if a person came up to me, a person came up to me and said something, says words to me, and I allow that to affect me as a man. Words. He ain't put his hands on me, but words. That's a form of being in touch with your feminine side. Because you can't talk to your woman any kind of way, but she'll feel like you hit her. What did
GP always tell us? You know what I mean? She enforced shit in us. You feel me? She didn't coddle us and say, "Oh, hey, baby, everything gonna be all right." No, she ain't play that shit. Goddamn,
that's an exception. No. She was an exception for the most part.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of men growing up didn't get that. You know what I mean? Learning how to deal.
Spell the nigga name wrong.
A lot of women didn't get. A lot of men didn't get that growing up, learning how to deal with that and process their emotions. You know what I mean? So now we in turn can't just live the way that we grew up and just feed our kids that. We gotta now try to find out, like I said, you gotta find out, you gotta learn your kid. So therefore you teach your kid to know where is this coming from, you know what I mean? Kids do shit for a reason. Back in the day when we was growing up, you picked on a girl, you hit her, you talk shit about her because you liked her. You wasn't fucking with the ugly girl and talking shit about her. You wasn't doing that, bro. You feel me? So people, you gotta find out where it's coming from. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Plain and simple.
Okay, so you say you gotta find out where it's coming from. Alicia may make a couple more comments. She's saying, "You are a man. We are talking about children. That will come with time and experience." Well, as fathers on the Father's Day show, yes, our children going through experience, but we are who we are now. Yeah. We're fathers that grew up without our dads around regularly. We grew up being taught how to be a man by a woman, and a woman who wasn't always there because she had to work and provide by herself for the most part.
So in the streets,
we out here without the tools, trying to build a house with the wrong tools or without,
But that's not necessarily true because now we're master technicians now. If you feel me, we ain't beginners no more. We ain't green guys no more. We masters at what we do now. You know what I mean? So we have acquired the tools along our lifetime. You feel me? So now we're working with more tools in our bag than we had when we started. So now I feel like we can give this game to our kids because we got the tools already. We got it from the hard times when you had to be a man, and now we growing up in the times where shit's softer than, you know what I mean, back in the day. Everybody wants you to be a little soft. They don't want you to be as hard and tough and speak your mind.
That's another issue.
Speaking your mind can get you canceled. You know what I mean? Speaking your mind.
So that's a good point you're bringing up. We'll become to this super oversized, super sensitive, super PC culture that we live in, mixed with the people don't know how to communicate anymore because we distancing each other. Mixed with you can't really be your true self because you're afraid of getting canceled or afraid of losing your job or losing your well-being.
You know what we as human beings and people in society nowadays lost the fact of, I grew up, man, people talk shit about me. I mean, they say what they say, you feel me? But you also got to understand that a person's thoughts are just their thoughts. You know what I mean? What a person say is just his opinion. That's it. And we now with the social media shit, everybody feel like their opinion it matters. You know what I mean? And when people see a comment that a person make, they make that person feel like what you're saying matters. It's only their opinion, you know what I mean? If you don't give it no bearing or make it have no life, then it's just a comment, you know what I mean? Scroll right past it, you feel me? And that's all I do. That's all you gotta do, you feel me? Instead of harping on it and saying, oh, I gotta respond to this person made me feel some type of way. How they make you feel some type of way?
And so, you know, so the things you're talking about right now is to bring it back to my original question about how do we communicate with our kids to keep some sternness about them, right, while touching on their emotional side of meeting them out there, meeting them where they at. So this struggle we dealing with as dads to make sure our kids have a backbone in a society that's teaching people not to have backbones. The society is teaching people to be offended. Because guess what? We got a group that's waiting behind you to make everything all right.
Right, exactly.
Teaching us to look for a reason to feel weak,
right,
or to feel vulnerable, exactly, because you got somebody behind you. So it's like society has become their single mom, telling them it's gonna be all right, child. It's gonna be okay. We got somebody here for you. Society is teaching nobody how to be strong. Teaching nobody how to be dependable. Teaching nobody how to be stern and believe in what they believe in. Right. Stand firm on who they know who they are and stand firm on it. Society ain't teaching that. So we as dads trying to step in.
You know what I always notice?
That we got a whole nation, a society against us right now.
Hey, just a side note. I always speaking on that. I always watch like sports interviews, and they'll talk. They'll say, well, your opponent coming up such. Speak on them, and then they'll say, oh, well, he's a great opponent. They're so good. They're great.
Yep.
Come on, bro. Why they can't just speak their mind as, hey, oh, they trash. I'm gonna run through that ass.
Yes.
We're gonna kill them. Why you can't say that? What's wrong with feeling that way? We gonna kill this team.
You know what society gonna call you?
They're great. Oh, they're such great. They're 0-16. Oh, they're any given Sunday now, but they're such a great team. You gotta watch out for them. Stop playing.
They gonna call you a bully.
Stop playing.
And this is what's crazy. They go, not only will they call you a bully, they may call you chauvinistic. They may call you all type of names along that pattern. If you just so happen to be better than them.
I always wanted to be famous and be one of a famous sports person just to say that shit, bro. I swear to God, bro. All they gotta do is just man, that nigga trash, bro. Oh, he's trash. I'm gonna kill him. Just one time. Say what you feel, bro.
I would love for you to say that.
Say what you feel.
I would love for you to say how you feel and be honest about it. Especially if it's fact when you say something like they're 0-16. So listen, okay. So you mentioned being able to outwardly express yourself about truth, right? What if your kid's t-shirt is dingy? What if their shoes are off-brand? And the kids are picking on them, making them feel bad, but it's truth. They dirty, they stink, they ain't got nothing. How do you teach your kid how to come through that bullying when it's who they are currently?
Listen, you teach them to accept what it is and change what they can accept. Quick story, speaking on bullying and shit like that. In elementary school, I guess, you know what I mean, I started fucking putting on deodorant a little too fast, you know what I mean, so I would get musty, you know what I mean. I'm at school, my teacher pulls me out of class, you know what I mean, pretty much tells me I need to go wash my arms, you know what I mean. So think about that, you know what I mean, bruh. Real talk. Real Subway vinaigrette, boiled bologna, salami sandwich. Go wash your arms. Hey, real shit though. You know what I mean? So that was an eye-opening experience for me. So now, you know what I mean? Or even since then, I'm conscious that shit. I gotta wash myself. You know what I mean? I gotta stay on top of this. You feel me? Yeah. So you teach your kids to recognize reality. You know what I mean? If your t-shirt is dingy, you put that t-shirt on. If you could choose to put another t-shirt on, then you do that. If you can't, then you accept reality. You feel me? It is what it is, and that's all it is. You teach your kid to accept reality and live life as it is. You know what I mean?
So you teach them to
Be prideful in whatever it is that they living in. You feel me? You ain't always gonna have the best situation. Be who you are. That shirt, that dingy shirt, ain't who's wearing the shirt. You feel me?
Yeah, the man make the clothes. The clothes don't make the man.
I'm still a sexy motherfucker in a dingy shirt. You feel me?
That's confidence that you've grown into.
Hey.
What if your kid come to you? He already crying. He already crying and talking about, daddy, this is what it is. You said you gotta stick to those points, even through that. So
hell yeah.
So, but do you meet him on his emotional level when it comes to him crying?
Yeah, you do.
Do you just go say, son, tough it up?
No.
This what you gotta do.
No.
If society is calling us, bro.
If he's boohooing and crying, you know what I mean. You don't feed into that. You know what I mean. You allow him to calm down. You know what I mean. Gather himself, then you come back to him. You know what I mean, son. You know what I mean. I understand you was emotional, but you can't. It's no need to be emotional.
So your girl Alicia May, she touches on the point that mentions suicide. She says, think about mental health. There are a lot of broken people in the world.
A whole lot.
Think about suicide numbers and why children are committing suicide. Now, here's something that suicide is a very sensitive topic, and I may have to do a little bit more research on this, but I did do a little bit of research. What is the site? StopBullying.gov, right? So according to StopBullying.gov, it has a lot of different points on that page. One of the things to talk about is bullying and suicide. I'm gonna read a little bit about. Now, the comment that you mentioned, Alicia made about suicide, thinking about that and understanding why kids commit suicide. We're talking about bullying. I actually got some a comment from this page that kind of contradicts what you're saying about suicide, even though suicide is real important. So I'm gonna read this topic. I'm gonna read this little paragraph right quick. It says, the relationship between bullying and suicide is complex. The media should avoid oversimplifying these issues and insinuating or directly stating that bullying can cause suicide. The facts tell a different story. It is not accurate and potentially dangerous to present bullying as a cause or reason for suicide, or suggest that suicide is a natural response to bullying. Research indicates that persistent bullying can lead to or worsen feelings of isolation, rejection, exclusion, and despair, as well as depression and anxiety, which can contribute to suicide behavior. So basically, suicide and bullying, they don't necessarily, it's not a causation, it's a correlation thing. Yeah. But it's not a causation thing. Suicide is like way on the far left when it comes to kids being bullied.
Right.
So a kid that's being bullied that ends up going and committing suicide, people may look at the recent events of his life, such as he was being picked on in school, but they may miss everything else that led up to that moment. Kids don't
feeling unloved by the parent, abused by the parent, sexually abused by somebody. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Feeling unwanted in the household. Or I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
exactly
so
what you're
that's
saying.
important. Now, I don't want to just brush by Alicia May's point about thinking about their mental health. Mental health is a very important part between the bullying and the suicide. The thing I'm more worried about right now, society is fucking up our kids, bro. Our kids are so fucked up right now because this colonized, everything's gonna be okay. You can't be picked on, you can't be talked about society, and it is messing our kids up. Our kids have no backbone.
But we fucked up though. You feel me?
You mean we as fathers or we as a society?
We as fathers, yes. We as fathers and we as a society. It's not the kids that's fucked up. We're teaching the kids. So we teaching the kids the habits that they're learning. You know what I'm saying? And where did our habits come from? I feel like, and not even a lot of the people that we grew up with, I feel like our mother, you know what I mean, her generation and the time that she came from, are the last of the real parents. You know what I mean? Those are the last ones that instill real values. And I say that because I as a child couldn't come, you know what I mean, having started some bullshit, run to her and say, he messing with me, such and such mama done did something, such and such mama done did something to me, and she be ready to run down the street and jump on such and such mama. She gonna say, But what the hell did you do? You know what I mean?
Right.
What you do to cause this situation versus let me run down here and jump on such and such mama because they done said something to my kid. We and especially us black people, you know what I mean? We quick to have our kids back and say, oh, our kid can't do no wrong. If you say something to my kid, I'm about to get sideways with you. You know what I mean? And that's fucking up society. That's fucking the kids up.
Okay. So
that's teaching them kids they can get away with anything. Shit, my parents gonna have my back. Hey, you know what I mean? It don't matter.
And you mentioned that, and that's kind of the point I'm hitting on is that society is at a point now where you can't say anything wrong to anybody.
Right.
You can't. Even let's take the word wrong out of it. You can't be honest with people.
Honest.
You can't be honest with people. You can't tell people what's on your mind. You can't tell people because it can potentially hurt them. And here's the thing.
And what's on your mind, though? It's your mind.
Yeah. And now listen, there's a difference between hating, like hate speech, versus opinion speech. So if I say I don't like you, and let's say you're a transgender, right? And I say I don't like you. Society has been coddled to say, oh, this person's a transgender that he's talking about, so he doesn't like transgender people, so he must be a transgender hater. It's hate speech for him to say that. Now I'm canceled. And the whole transgender community is coming after me, all because I said I don't like you. I didn't say I don't like transgenders. I don't like you. So it's teaching people that we can't. But even just jump on you. Even
deeper and even further. And I might catch some shit with this, but what is it wrong for a person to feel and say, "Hey, I don't like transgender"? If that's your feeling, if that's what you feel, long as you ain't out here hurting transgender, long as you ain't out here trying to demean nobody, talking down to them, why can you not like somebody or something? Why do you have to like and accept everything?
Because society is becoming that single parent mother.
Stop playing.
Trying to coddle you. Trying to tell you you don't need to defend yourself. Trying to tell you that you are what they say you are. Trying to say you're a victim. It's not teaching people how to stand up for themselves.
That's how you become victimized. If you know what I mean. Everything that somebody say you want to be offended by it, or you feel like you need to step behind it. No, that's not how the world works. It don't work like that.
I'm gonna give you a scenario that's a little bit on down this lane, but a little bit different. You remember, I don't know, maybe like 5-10 years ago, there was a video that surfaced. Excuse me. There's a video that surfaced of this girl named Sharkeisha. You know the Sharkeisha video? It was these two little girls.
Name sound familiar.
Yeah, it was these two little girls that one was getting, I guess it was a bullying situation. I don't remember exactly what they were fighting over, but there was a girl kind of innocent, had on glasses, just standing there minding her business, and apparently she was getting attacked or bullied by another girl named Sharkeisha. And while the girl with the glasses was looking away, Sharkeisha cocked back, swung on her, punched in the face. The girl was crying. Sharkeisha jumped on top of her, started beating her ass real bad. Beat her real bad. People around, standing around. Sharkeisha, stop! Sharkeisha, stop! And it became this big deal because the girl really got messed up. But I bring it up because it's a two-pronged scenario I'm about to talk about. The video showed a girl named Sharkeisha beating up on another girl who was pretty much defenseless, didn't fight back, didn't want to fight. You can tell she was, her demeanor was like, I don't want this action.
Right.
So the two-pronged scenario I'm presenting is, what happens if your child is the Sharkeisha? How do you handle that as a father? And how do you handle it if your child is the girl that got beat up real bad, who's getting bullied? How do you handle a situation where it's escalated to that physical part and it's very bad? It's at that extreme point when your child is getting physically hurt and hurt bad. How do you handle that?
On the victimized side, you never want to be victimized. So I don't care what's going on, you protect yourself. I don't care what you done did. I don't care if they was right in whatever they doing to you. You still protect yourself. So you don't allow yourself to be beat like that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care what done happened. As far as the other side of it, it depends on like the situation. You know what I mean? It depends on what led up to it. Yeah, it depends on what led up to it. Like it depends on what lead. Okay.
Because I'm saying the way I'm taking it is that if you say it depends on the situation, that means it may be okay for the kid to beat up another kid depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm okay with my child putting his hands on another child, depending on the situation. Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean?
A bullying situation where one person has clear.
Say I'm sitting at my desk. You walk by, you fight in my face. I'm putting my hands on you.
You put your hand on somebody for fighting your face. You for fighting your face, but you.
Hey, fight in my face if you want to. I'm telling you.
It's saying you put your hand on somebody for fighting.
Hey, it's a video on the net right now.
Somebody get beat up for farting in faces.
Nigga fighting in the nigga face.
But look, if you out here fighting in faces.
But real talk, okay, somebody spit in your face.
That's an attack. Ooh, Jesus. That's not a real coach. Is that real coach?
I'm telling you, somebody goddamn lube all up in your face. What you doing? What you telling your child?
That's a different situation because you present like.
That's why I said it depends on the situation. You know what I mean?
I'm saying in the situation where there's bullying been involved and it's consistent bullying, and the point to where it's escalated up into now this person is attacking them, the bullying has become up to the attacking part. How do you handle it when you got that?
So my child is the bully. My child is the bully. Your kid and has been bullying that child up until that point.
And up until that point, and now your child has started to beat on
get
somebody.
Physical.
Yeah. What do you do as a father?
I mean, it's hard because you got to understand where that's coming from. You know what I mean? Why you putting your hands on somebody? And that could be stemming from a couple different things. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got give a couple. Could be that child is being physically abused, and that's what they see, and that's what they know. You know what I mean? So they're only taking it to a lesser person to feel like, hey, this is what I get. You know what I mean? Let me release this on somebody else because hell, I have to suffer this. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to, you know what I mean, and assert myself on somebody else to feel the same thing. I don't know. It could be a couple situations, you know, but you have to understand where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Talk to your child and find out where this aggression is coming from.
Hold on, y'all. I'm over here in the West. So okay, so all right, so
get up and now. You're
saying basically,
yeah,
you got to look at the situation, assess the situation. Mm-hmm. My opinion on that is, as a dad, we have to look at, as a dad, and my child is the bullier, the guy. I'm the father of Sharkeisha. Mm-hmm. One,
you Sharkeisha daddy,
I'm Sharkeisha daddy. So one, I'm about to put hands on Sharkeisha immediately.
Okay.
And the reason I'm putting hands on it, I'm gonna try to hurt her. And the reason I'm saying that is because a child that's willing to hurt or put their hands on another kid needs to know what it feels like to be hurt. And this is why I say that. You might not remember it, but you know, Jamar Roscoe, one of my children, you know, is older than one of your children. And they were playing probably about 4 or 5 years ago. They were in the front yard playing football, throwing the ball up.
Jim Roscoe.
It was like, wait, look, we trying to put no names out there. Jim Roscoe, you know, was playing with little Toot Toot. Little Toot Toot, Jim Roscoe was outside the front yard playing with the football. And little Toot Toot went to go tackle Jim Roscoe.
Okay.
And Jim Roscoe got up off the ground, like kind of upset that little Toot Toot tackled him a little too hard. So Jim Roscoe he threw the ball at little Toot Toot. Okay. Now little Toot Toot grew up in the environment around us. He be around the boys. He know he living more stern than Jim Roscoe, who be around his mama a lot. So guess what little Toot Toot did? Little Toot Toot threw the ball back at him, hit him hard right up in his little chest area. I think it hit him in the face and everything. and little Jim Roscoe came to me crying. I told Jim Roscoe, I said, boy, go out there and quit playing. Go back out there and do the woo, go play whatever. The reason I said that is because Lil Jim Roscoe was the one who threw the ball at Lil Tutu.
Right.
So if you wouldn't have thrown the ball at Lil Tutu, but you wouldn't take the hit back.
Did you know that initially?
What? No, what?
That he initiated.
I was saying it right. That's why the whole thing.
Okay, you said.
I was watching the whole thing.
So you knew the situation.
But
once again, you knew the situation.
Y'all added the situation, but the point I'm getting at is, as the father of a child who's bullying somebody, or a child who initiates physical contact, I need to make sure my kid know what they're getting into. So I'm gonna put hands on, I'm gonna rough them up, I'm gonna do something that you know, like if you willing to put your hands on somebody, you gotta be willing to accept the fact that somebody might put their hands back on you.
You think you man enough to rock? You think you man?
What it is? Jason's lyric. You think you man enough to whop a bite? What did he say? He say, you think you man enough to whop a bite? Why I say he said whop a bite? Man enough?
You think you man enough to rob a bite?
Yeah, but you gotta be willing to do that as the father. We can't let our kids go out here thinking it's okay to put their hands on people and bully people. Now, I don't think there's nothing wrong necessarily with bullying or the characteristics of bullying, such as, like we said, joning, like we said, being honest and open about how you feel about a person. I don't think there's nothing intrinsically wrong with that. I just think if you use that as a tactic to hurt somebody intentionally and you do it on a prolonged level, that can cause some traumatic, mental states that can cause a person to start feeling bad about themselves and believing it, lead them into depression.
I don't think another child spends enough time with your child for that to take place. As far as the speaking go, we had a saying growing up saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me." You know what I mean? And I feel like that's true.
The recent society has changed that statement. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can really hurt me. Because they say now you can't even talk to people, say stuff about me because it hurts them too.
No one can make you. I learned this when I was locked up, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Won't let me
listen, nobody can make you do anything, bro. I'm telling you, unless they physically touch you and you know what I mean. Nobody can make you feel. Nobody can make you feel anything that you don't want to feel. You know what I mean. Nobody can make you think anything that you don't want to think. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that there isn't the subconscious. You know what I mean. That I do understand the subconscious and how it works, but nobody can, on a realistic level. Nobody can make you think anything, feel anything. Nobody can make you do none of that. Unless a person physically touches you, nobody can make you do anything. That's just the realism about life. But, like I said, there is the subconscious, you know what I mean? So if you hearing something over and over again, or if you seeing something over and over again, then of course you're going to start to feel a certain type of way. But even in that, you can control what you feel. You feel me? You can control how you feel.
So we got a comment from Israel. Welcome back, Israel, for the conversation.
What up?
Yeah, we got a comment from Israel. Yo, Israel, what's Hey, yo, what's up, Israel? How you doing, Shawty? She says they don't have control at home.
Exactly.
So they gotta gain it somewhere else. Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Israel says the kids don't have control at home, so they gotta gain it somewhere else by bullying. So, do you think bullying is rooted in the form of control? Because, I mean, there's some researchers that say bullying is a byproduct of kids trying to fit in, kids trying to look popular, kids trying to be the center of attention. Yeah. But do you think part of bullying has to do with a kid wanting control over other children? Because that's a little bit Adolf Hitlerish, don't you think? I need to be in control, I need to dominate people. At an early age like that,
I mean, of course, yeah, you come out that, bro, babies want control. Babies, you know what I mean?
Over other
infants,
people,
yes, over you. They try to take your shit right out your hand. What you mean? That's control. They want control. It's more curiosity. Hey, curiosity is control, because if I see something that you have, I'm curious about it, and I just go take it. I want control. I'm curious about it, so I want to control it.
That might be. I think curiosity is curiosity. Cause it's one thing, because curiosity has compassion.
Right.
Curiosity ain't gonna make me hurt you for it. So bullying, control might be, I don't care how you feel. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get it my way, period. Mm-hmm. Curiosity be like, I want that, mm-hmm. but if I take it, this person might hurt, so I'm gonna find another way to get that. So when you start saying curiosity is a form of control, that's a slippery slope.
We ain't gonna go. We could tackle that another subject on another topic, but
Israel kind of makes a point. I guess toward you, she said it doesn't start out with that intent.
Right, but so once you curiosity starts out as curiosity. Once you make that decision that I want it, now it's control. I want to control this situation because I want what you have, so I'm gonna go get it. You feel me? And with a baby anyway. As an adult, you kind of know the ramifications of doing things, so you know what I mean. You don't worry about it. What did she say? Over time, when people allow the bully's behavior, then it turns into control. Yep, my 2 cents. But
I never really thought about it like that. Where a person thinks, let me get something. Let me see if I can get something from you. Well, I like what you got. I'm a little curious about what's, and you start going. And you're like, oh shoot, I can get that. Oh, well, let me go get that, and I want it. Oh, you gonna give me that.
Right.
Oh, run that. So I can see how it can turn into it.
Right.
But I still can't bring myself to say that curiosity is a form of bullying.
I mean, it can be. Maybe that's not what Israel is saying. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not what she was saying. But and maybe you're right. You know what I mean? Curiosity and bully and control, that's two different things. You know what I mean? But in a baby sense, what I was talking about. You know what I mean? Okay. That's what I was just saying. So you talking about
bullying comes from, it starts in the womb down there. Or control of bullying, or management.
Okay, hold on. Let's touch on something. A child. You allow a kid as a child to put his hands on you, or because kids gonna hit. Little babies, hold on.
You allow
little baby. Listen to me, little babies now. Two studies. I allow my child to just freely put his hands on people. I don't check them. I say, oh, just stop it, and I don't physically do anything or really do anything to change that behavior. You do the GP way. You know what I mean? If a kid put his hands on you, you slapping his ass right back. You know what I mean? If a kid put his hands on somebody, you're putting your hands on them to show them that that's not how, it's control to a situation. How is that situation gonna turn out? If I don't teach my kid as a kid that you don't put your hands on people, you don't take shit when you want it, you know what I mean? Is that a form of bullying? Is that bullying?
If you talking about is it bullying from the parent to
if that child grows up, you know what I mean, to do what he knows, what I've allowed him to do.
Yeah.
Which go to school, taking shit from other kids, you know what I mean, putting his hands on other kids, and you know what I mean, because I didn't check it as a kid when he was a baby. I never checked it. I never said you don't do this. You know what I mean? I never said, hey, stop, don't do that. You feel me? But you checked your child.
Yeah.
So how you think that's gonna turn out?
You talking about?
Do you think my child will grow up to grow out of that, or?
I think the kid that was allowed to do whatever they want will grow up being that same person because they had no checks and balances.
Right. So in turn, where did it start?
I mean, that's an extreme sense for the. Well, I won't call it extreme.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not extreme.
There are people. I used to watch Indiana Jones quite a bit, and there were kids on there who were very abusive, but their parents were allowing them to do that.
Right.
So yeah, that's a form of okay. So we touched on that before we go down this rabbit hole. Alicia May comes. Alicia May. So what? Alicia May say?
Projective behavior.
Say that louder.
If they are being abused at home, that could be an outlet for projective behavior.
So I guess she kind of hitting on what you was talking about. The kids are replicating what they learn at home.
Yeah,
so
what they seen.
Is learning that, oh, I can do whatever I want with no consequences, they'll start taking it out to the world.
Right.
That's kind of what I was touching on with Jim Roscoe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you gonna have the audacity to put your hands or attack somebody else, you need to know, I'm not gonna allow you to do that and say, oh, he hit you, oh man, that's messed up. I'm gonna say, well, did you hit him first? Well, you gotta expect it. You gotta get hit back. His mother had an issue with me because I let that happen.
But okay, but now check out the two scenarios. Jim Roscoe comes from one situation. Lil Tutu comes from another situation. Tutu comes from a situation. You did this. Tutu comes from a situation where it's Tutu and then it's others. You feel me? So if Tutu doing shit, Tutu getting shit done back to them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jim Roscoe is by himself. So Jim Roscoe doing something, he ain't really getting nothing done back to him because, you feel me? Tutu do something, he throwing the ball up. Why do you think Lil Tutu threw that ball back at Jim Roscoe?
Because he know he ain't gonna let nobody bully him like that.
Straight like that.
So here's the thing. This is the thing. I presented earlier on in the conversation scenario. If you're the father of the Sharkeisha or the kid who's bullied, right? So now let's say you're the kid who's getting bullied.
Right.
How do you handle that conversation? And Alicia made a couple other more points about it. But how do you as a father address the child that's being bullied on the physical level? It's already after they've been bullied for a minute. That's when you teach your child to stand up for themselves. You teach them how to fight. You get down with them and show them, look, ain't nobody got to do this to you, big or small. You feel me? If they too big, you clock them. You know what I mean? If they too big, you break them down. If they small, you get with it. You know what I mean? You teach them how to get down. I'm gonna say something to the contrary. I won't necessarily only focus say teach them self-defense. It just say teach them self-defense. I won't necessarily say we should jump right back to the violent part of it, because what that does, that's kind of the eye for. Now that's kind of how we live by code in the hood. What was that famous line with Furious Styles speaking to Trey and Ricky on the billboard talking about gentrification and the billboard and whatever, and the crowd start gathering around.
Right.
And one of the dudes say, "Hold on, cuz, if you try to smoke me, I'ma smoke him first. I ain't gonna let him smoke me." So if we focus on attack them before they attack me, or if they attack me, attack them back, that's actually hurting the black community, because we taking each other out slowly and surely, and we defending it because, well, if he smoked me, I'ma smoke him.
Okay, so
we gotta have more tactical.
Yeah, what tactics do you recommend then?
One, well, okay, so the situation is they've been bullied and it's already at a
physical. It's physical
now. It's become physical.
Right.
At that point, I don't know what the hell
I was gonna say, hold up. It's physical now. Stop. Hold it. You wait right there. What the hell you gonna say? What you do? Now that it's physical. Hey, hold on. Let's talk about this.
Hey,
what you gonna do?
Think about it. God damn, I don't want us to always focus on violence, because that's what they expect us to do. What you say? What Alicia May says, like hitting your child or hitting someone. Like hitting your child or hitting someone.
Bill just coming.
Israel says, attack would happen after all resources are exhausted. Okay, yeah. So she's saying use fighting as a last resort.
I mean, but once it's physical, hey, that's the last.
So
to me.
So ladies, what do you? Now it's the Father's Day show, so I ain't got to read your goddamn content. I'm just playing. What would you suggest as an alternative response to your child being physically assaulted?
It's at the physical now. It's no longer. It's no longer just emotional. It's no longer just spoken. You know what I mean? Right. It's physical now. So they putting their hands on your child. What are you telling your child to do in this situation? Because I say you gotta hit the hey.
I mean, that's a good response.
Run, damn it, run!
I'm really trying to figure this out, because I want to come up with a solution that doesn't have anything to do with physical violence on another kid because that's still somebody else's kid too.
You hightail it out of there. You feel me?
Whoop that trick.
Hey, man. Hey, man, you whoop that trick, man.
Hey, I got this beat in my head, man. I got this beat.
I'll be damned.
That's when I step in as a parent. Okay, so what you mean stepping as a parent? Do you step in between the blows? You step in between them fighting?
Physically?
What do you mean stepping as a parent?
Right.
And that's another topic I want to talk to.
And also keep in mind you aren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. We're not always there as parents. We can't always be at the kids' school. We can't. And look, before I go any further on that, I'm gonna bring up a little statistic also from StopBullying.gov too that was talked about. Because some parents might not know where bullying takes place at in the school, right? So
Alicia May says, go to the other kid's parents. That's
go to the other children's parents. Yeah, that could work. Get the school involved. Okay, look at she been there before. Somebody been getting beat up. She got real efforts. All right, so let me read y'all something else. Bullying in schools. It says nationwide, 19% of students in grades 9 to 12 report being bullied in school over a 12-month period. But check this out. This is where school tends to happen.
What was that percentage?
19%. Only 19%.
19%.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit, right?
Stop it.
That's what's reported. You would think that the numbers would be higher, but that's the thing about school bullying. It's not as prevalent as we may think it is.
But it is prevalent. You know what I mean?
No, there's a difference between like joning and having fun talking junk.
But that's what I'm saying. What they're calling bullying is prevalent. You know what I mean? The Jonesing and all that, that's what they calling bullying. It's prevalent.
Now.
It's just not what you said reported. The ones who's reporting it is the ones who's being affected by it. Motherfuckers ain't sitting here saying, he hurt my feelings. He was talking about, bruh.
But society is teaching
you meet a nigga named Don?
Society is teaching.
If you ain't got Teflon skin, back in the day, you couldn't go around goddamn Don. You could not go around goddamn Don. For real, he gonna make you cry, bro. Niggas gonna make you cry. You can't go around these niggas, bro.
And so,
I'm telling you.
So would you call Don a bully?
No, hell no. He was
why wouldn't you?
He was the roast king.
Oh, he was a roaster.
Cause I tell him his head look like a goddamn blimp, nigga. I tell him
like a bottom of an ROTC boot. So you got to let that person know.
It look like the opening of a trombone.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, like the back of these lights we got up here. Look like a camera back. But the thing is, and I'm gonna get back to y'all's comments in the chat room. So this is where bullying takes place at over the survey based on StopBullying.gov. Alright, the following percentage of the students ages 12 to 18 had experienced bullying in various places at school. Here it is. The hallway or the stairwell, 43%. The classroom, 42%. The cafeteria, 27%.
Oh, what? In the cafeteria?
You would think the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria?
That's where it goes down.
They lying.
That's where it goes down at. In the cafeteria, 27%. Outside of school grounds, 22%. And then check this out. Online or text, 15%. And it goes the numbers get smaller and smaller. They got the bathroom, locker room.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
It said, according to StopBullying.gov, and this is a pretty recent article, most of the bullying happens in the classroom or in the hallways and stairwell. So as kids are passing by. So you got to think, if you look at these numbers based on just this study,
hallways and stairwells, I can see that.
But think about it. Bullying is something that's consistent, or we would call it consistent. So unless these kids are taking the same paths,
they do
every day.
They do.
That's walking into. But if I'm being bullied going downstairs
but you also got to think about
another round.
Think about this. If my class is in the SC building, you know what I mean, and I'm in the LA building, you know what I mean, and I'm in Mrs. Scott's room, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
but Miss Harris' room is right next door. You in Miss Harris' room, you know what I mean. I got to walk to Mrs. Scott's room. Where I'ma walk? How I'm gonna get in there? You know what I mean? I gotta get in there somehow.
But think about this. Think about the logic. But it's a passing by type of thing.
Yeah, but you only got a certain amount of time to get where you gotta be.
So dudes out here bullying on the run. Hey, your mama stank. Your shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you motherfucker, you done.
Yeah, when it's coming through, look at this nigga. You see him coming through. Look at this nigga right. Look at him. Give him hell until he get through.
Oh man, so
that's how we used to get it. Hey, we can give it. Hey, but you gotta give it back to him though.
Oh man.
I don't know, man.
All right, so let me get back to this. Like things we can do as parents other than violence. So Alicia May says, step in as a parent by doing things like going to the other kids' parents, getting the school involved, and that's something that this site talks about as well. Is different tactics on how you can solve bullying other than violence. I think it's very important that we instill in our children, one that wasn't mentioned, a sense of self. You touched on it earlier, but the main, and now it's already at violence. But we're trying to come up with an idea where we can talk to them about our kid that's being bullied to avoid that. Guess what a bully can't do if you don't allow it?
What's that?
You kind of touched on it earlier. A bully can't bully you if you're not affected.
Right.
Cause think about it.
Right.
If I say your shoes dirty and your clothes stink, and you respond with a huh, or oh, or no, don't say that, or stop, it lets the bully know that I'm working.
You affected me, yeah.
But guess what a bully gonna do if you say your clothes dirty and your shoes ain't no name? You say you right. My shoes are messed up, but I'm straight. It reminds me of that episode in 8 Mile at the last battle when Eminem
pointed out all of his fault, yeah.
And the bully was like, he withdrew. It wasn't nothing he could do.
Okay, but realistically, that's not gonna happen because what makes a bully, what gives him his life, I feel.
No, when they hurt people's sense of control,
nah.
sense of control over you.
It's
over you.
It's the crowd. It's the crowd. You know what I mean? That's what soup us up. When we cracking these jokes, if people ain't laughing, you know what I mean? Hey, we wasn't doing nothing. You ain't had no effect. You know what I mean? That's why Don was the king, because he had everybody. He gonna make everybody laugh. You know what I mean? Versus. You gotta be a king to, you know what I mean, come at that man. So you gotta teach your kids, look, either you gonna come back with something,
hit them back,
or run.
Alright, so
my nigga he said he gonna teach his kids to run, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with running, bro.
It's violence. You get your ass out of there.
Ain't nothing wrong with running if you can get away. Okay, so this guy don't mind the paragraph. Alicia May says,
hey, I appreciate
I can tell. I can look at your profile picture, Alicia May. You look like you get bullied. You look like you get. I'm just.
What's wrong with this man? Hey, don't pay him no damn attention, Alicia May. You don't look like you get bullied.
Israel look like she got bullied too. I can tell by how short she is. Her picture.
I can't even see no picture.
But Alicia May says, I was bullied in high school. A group of girls threatened to fight me, which could easily have turned out bad. I was scared, but I did tell my mom. I wasn't scared, but I did tell my mom. She went up to their school and she threatened the school that they would be held responsible if anything happened to me at my school. Ooh, your mama came up and no, you ain't gonna have no kids do what kids do on my watch. I know kids fight, but not on my watch.
That's the parent getting involved. I mean, I understand.
Chris says the only power a bully. What's up with the ace? The only power a bully has is what we let them have. You better say that. You better say that. A bully can't control you if you don't allow it.
Say so.
They can't do nothing to control. You can't control a car that won't turn on. You can't control a bowl of cereal with no spoon.
Hey.
You can't control another human if you don't know that human.
Nobody can control you. Nobody can control you.
So that goes back to what I was saying. We got to give our children a sense of self. If we're not teaching our kids to understand who they are, believe it, stand on it,
believe it,
represent it, anybody can come in and dismantle that thought of who they are, right? So give me your thoughts on that while I press recording this camera.
What was you saying? I wasn't paying no attention to it. But yeah, okay, yeah.
You got to give a sense of self.
Self.
If they don't know who they are, anybody can tell them who they are.
Self.
Make them who they are.
You talk to your kids. You say self if your kid name is self now. But a lot of people kid name ain't self. So,
shout out to I found out of my explorations, I found some root beer that's very relatable to the show.
Shout out to Dad's Root Beer.
Y'all see that, bro? It's good too, bro.
Dad's Root Beer, go get that.
It's good too.
It's found in Lidl's and a couple more stores.
I think it's found in random big lots around America. That's shout out to Dad's Root Beer, man. This might be the drink of the show from now on, right?
For sure.
But yeah, so teach our kids a sense of self. The only power, I want to read that statement again. The only power a bully has is what we allow them to have. Man, as fathers, man, the one thing that we got that we can focus on that's different than how mothers raise their children is that mothers tend to approach the emotional side of the child going through trauma. The father, I think we should address the physical side, understanding who you are, understanding what you represent, being stern in your stance. You know, like as big as I am.
That's emotional also though.
I can show as big as I am. I can show a weakness simply by hunching my back, simply by the look on my face, versus me standing on my back straight, walking with a sense of presence, a sense of
pride,
sternness, a sense of pride. How we present ourselves, how we respond. If somebody comes up to me and says something negative to me, and I respond with a, "Oh man, why you say that?" or any type of response that shows it hurt me,
right?
Then that lets the buller know that the bully has been affected.
Well, you can't feed the buller. The buller. You can't feed the buller. You can't feed the bullier no flames, man. You can't feed him no gasoline. And like you said, you teach self-worth. You know what I mean? Self-worth is something that you gonna learn eventually. I can't say.
I won't say
I can't say
to teach it to him.
I can't say you'll learn it eventually. Self-worth is something that, you know what I mean, either you gonna learn or you won't learn. And it's something that's gonna make or break your life, you know what I mean? People do a lot of things out of self-worth, you know what I mean? People stalk motherfuckers out of self-worth because you don't know your own self-worth. You lose one person, you feeling like, oh, I got to have this person. Versus saying, okay, I lost you, goddamn. It was good while it lasted, but let me go find something else because I am that nigga that can go find something else. You feel me?
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? You know your self-worth.
And standing on it. And standing on it.
You like stilts. Like goddamn stilts. Hey, you feel me? But you got to know your self-worth, bro. And that's where all this bullying shit come from in the beginning. It wasn't called bullying when we was growing up. We didn't. This cyberbullying. What the fuck is cyberbullying?
Bro, that's the dumbest cyberbullying.
Oh, hold on. Side note. And this is some real shit, bro. Side note. I'm watching the football game last night. And this is how they goddamn get us in society, bro. This is some bullshit. They had an advertisement for hoodless hoodies.
What? No,
I swear to God on my life.
I gotta see this, y'all. If y'all saw this advertisement, he talking about advertisement for hoodless hoodies.
Hoodless hoodies. They say that's the new wave. They say that's the new wave.
Tag me in it. My Facebook.
I mean, person from the era that I come from, that's called a fleece. I mean. Fleece is what they call it, you know, pullover, you know what I mean, maybe a pullover, but a hoodless hoodie. But that's just how, you know what I mean, society
can tell you anything.
They lie to you, bro, and you gonna run with it.
You gonna run with it because you don't know. You don't have the sense of self to say, man, I'm not gonna let you just tell me anything.
Anything. You allow people to spend millions of dollars to put out an advertising saying hoodless hoodies.
You think it's a gimmick? You think that was a gimmick?
No, bro.
It's a real thing.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I ain't see this shit by myself either. So I mean, I know I ain't tripping because
it was real. You feel me? It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
It really happened. It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
Hey, we need
They don't know these references we talking
We
about.
need to do a movie trivia, bro. If y'all can guess these references, these movie references that we have, we're gonna have something to give for you, man.
It wasn't a dream.
But you gotta comment on the live chat.
We got folk in the room right now. I want to tell y'all right while we out in the room. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Cause listen, we are not a big podcast. There are hundreds of podcasts, thousands of millions of podcasts.
You could have been anywhere.
Tuning into, but y'all made a choice to come stop by, whether it's for a minute or the whole show.
Facts.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We still getting this thing rolling. We just started up. I think it was episode 5.
Facts.
We want this thing to be big. The show is about, if you're new here, the show is about not necessarily breaking women's perspective down or mother's perspective down, but it's definitely about building the father's perspective up, because we as fathers in America have been overlooked. Tell me when the last time you put effort and thought into giving your father a good gift. Tell me when the last time you put effort and thought of caring what your dad thought about something simple. Tell me when the last time you heard a song, Father, Father, you're the king of my heart. You don't hear that. Fatherhood has been looked over, and because of that, society has reverted into this coddling, everybody gets pacified type of atmosphere, and I hate it, I despise it.
Yeah.
If you can't take a joke, if you don't know who you are, if you don't have no sense of self, there's no backbone to your existence, that's a pure sign of absence of fatherhood. Not saying women can't be that, but I'm saying fathers are that. That's what we provide. Women tend to provide the emotion, while fathers tend to provide the backbone and sternness. You need both. We talked about balance, and I think it was episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Again, if you guys haven't
it's co-parenting.
Watch our episodes, go back and check the past father shows. I'm gonna show y'all a quick little something. This is how you find it. It's on YouTube. Click on SPMediaTV and go to the playlist. All that bullshit. Check this.
Necessarily the forefront, but just
go ahead and say what you said. I'll play that clip, and I ain't put no audio to it, so they don't know what the heck. And they just saw the clip. They don't know. Basically, they was the clip basically telling y'all how to go on YouTube, type in SP Media TV, and go to the playlist and find it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button too, man. These are free things you can do. We ain't asked for no donation, even though we'll take
not
some.
free.
Click on the subscription button, the subscribe button on YouTube, and the follow button on the Facebook page, and we would greatly appreciate that, because it helps us get recognized by these platforms. That it shows the platforms that, hey, we are important.
Yes, sir.
Even if we're not important yet. Watch a year or two, and they'll be like, I was a loyal fan. I was there in the beginning, but you ain't really show no real love.
Hey, and
I appreciate y'all for coming in, though.
As the ones in the chat know, we will shout you out. We will interact with you. You know, we read comments, all of that. So we want your feedback. We want you to, you know what I mean? We want you here with us. You
exactly. Like this show, we do this show for informational purposes, and we like to have fun and joke around. But at the same time, y'all viewers, we don't want to just put a show out that y'all don't give a damn about. If y'all got stuff that y'all can, compliment on, or tell, if you hate something, if I ramble, I draw long, drawn out points.
Yeah, tell that man to shut the hell up. Tell him to shut the hell up.
God.
Oh, my bad.
Tell me to shut the hell up. Hey, you want me to shut the hell up, man? Because I'm long-winded. I'm rambling again. The show is coming to an end. We've been on here for an hour, 21 minutes. Good God almighty.
Already?
We went way past our time, man.
Already?
Hey, man, look, I'm going to cut this bitch off, but I thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody out there. Hold up, all this shit right now. Yeah, bro, the whole show in the background, everything. Hey, man. Y'all, hey, before I go, y'all like the little drip? Ooh, that boy got them. I feel like Samson all strong. Look on the shoulders now. They say your hair ain't growing. Who? You know what I'm talking about? I don't even care about no damn nigga. Because I got a few more and I did my hair long. Shout out to Wale. Anyway, it's your boy Midway right here. Game time Midway. Catch me on.
Nigga trying to break his neck to shake his head. Shake his head.
You know what I'm saying? She shake. You know what I'm
he
talking
about? He gonna get whiplash trying to get.
When I go down on a woman, I gotta put I gotta look. Give me some tie my hair up with. Give me something. Tie my hair up with. I'm gonna go in on this. I'm gonna go in. Woo, look at them. Look at them biceps. Good God. Anyway, Thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's the end of the show. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. The follow the Facebook page. It's type in Father's Day Show and the page will pop up. It's the big black and red F. Check us out on YouTube as well. You got to go to the SPMediaTV YouTube page. Type in SPMediaTV, no spaces. Click on the channel page. Go to the playlist and scroll down to the Father's Day playlist. You'll find all the Father's Day content because the SPMediaTV page has different content on it. But I separated in playlists anyway. Check out episodes 1 through 5. We got more episodes coming every Sunday between. It's supposed to start at 7:30, but you know we still on that CP time. Again, thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's your boy Midway. Catch me on Call of Duty every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. until just type in Game Time Midway, no spaces. That boy I'm live on that. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you at Sways.
What up, boy? It's your
There you go. There you go, Sways.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Sways, man. I'm SWAZE, you know what I mean?
SWAZE.
SWAZE, it's your boy Sways. You know, I'm on Facebook at Isaiah Person. I'm on the gram too, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram too, XO Midway XO. If you want to see somebody that's gorgeous and sexy, don't follow me because it ain't me. But there's people on there like that. Anyway, man, it's not any day, dog. It's Father's Day. We out of this motherfucker. Get it.
Yeah.